The life and sad ending of Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart was born George Robert Newhart on September 5, 1929, in Oak Park, Illinois, U.S. His parents were George David Newhart, a part owner of a plumbing and heating supply business, and Julia Pauline, a housewife. Newhart was educated at Roman Catholic schools in the Chicago area, including St. Catherine of Siena Grammar School in Oak Park, and attended St. Ignatius College Prep, graduating in 1947. He then enrolled at the Loyola University of Chicago, from which he graduated in 1952 with a bachelor's degree in business management. Newhart was drafted into the United States Army and served in the United States during the Korean War as a personnel manager until being discharged in 1954. He briefly attended Loyola University Chicago School of Law, but did not complete a degree, in part, he says, because he was asked to behave unethically during an internship. Bob Newhart is married to Ginny Newhart and they have 4 children. His life is an endless melodious piece. He unleashes others' joy, but cannot bring joy to himself. Bob Newhart said, "There are a lot of questions I keep asking myself about why I do comedy. I guess I laugh to keep from crying. And I guess if you ever get me crying, I might not stop. This is the way I look at tragedy, or else I'll cry." Through difficult years, a life of hard work, and his natural talent has helped him to have remarkable success in his career. "I don't think work is bad. Work is glorious when your thinking is different. The results you produce will be different. The positivity is what we aim for." In 1958, Newhart became an advertising copywriter for Fred A. When the coworker ended his participation by taking a job in New York, Newhart continued the recordings alone, developing this type of routine. Newhart became famous mostly on the strength of his audio releases, in which he played a solo straight man. Newhart's routine was to portray one end of a conversation, playing the comedic straight man and implying what the other person was saying. In the mid-1960s, Newhart appeared on The Dean Martin Show 24 times and on The Ed Sullivan Show 8 times. His 1960 comedy album The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart was the first comedy album to make #1 on the Billboard charts. It won the 1961 Grammy Award for Album of the Year and peaked at #2 in the UK Albums chart. Newhart also won Best New Artist. Newhart's success in stand-up led to his own short-lived NBC variety show in 1961, The Bob Newhart Show. The show lasted only a single season, but it earned Newhart a Primetime Emmy Award nomination and a Peabody Award. Subsequent comedy albums include Behind the Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart, The Button-Down Mind on TV, Bob Newhart Faces Bob Newhart, The Windmills Are Weakening, This Is It, Best of Bob Newhart, and Very Funny Bob Newhart. Years later, he released Bob Newhart Off the Record, The Button-Down Concert, and Something Like This, an anthology of his 1960s Warner Brothers albums. He appeared in a 1963 episode of The Alfred Hitchcock Hour, How to Get Rid of Your Wife, and on The Judy Garland Show. Newhart guest hosted The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson 87 times, and hosted Saturday Night Live twice, in 1980 and 1995. In addition to stand-up comedy, Newhart became a dedicated character actor. This led to other series, such as Bob Hope Presents the Chrysler Theater, Captain Nice, 2 episodes of Insight, and It's Gary Shandling's Show. He reprised his role as Dr. Bob Hartley on Murphy Brown, appeared as himself on The Simpsons, and played a retired forensic pathologist on NCIS. Although primarily a television star, Newhart has been in a number of popular films, beginning with the 1962 war story Hell is for Heroes. In 1968, Newhart played an annoying software specialist in the film Hot Millions. His films include 1970's Alan J. Lerner musical On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, the 1971 Norman Lear comedy Cold Turkey, Mike Nichols' war satire Catch-22, the 1977 Disney animated feature The Rescuers and its 1990 sequel The Rescuers Down Under as the voice of Bernard, and the Will Ferrell holiday comedy Elf. Newhart played the President of the United States in the comedy First Family. He appeared as a beleaguered school principal in In and Out. He made a cameo appearance as a sadistic but appreciative CEO at the end of the comedy Horrible Bosses. Continue to mention The Bob Newhart Show faced heavy competition from the beginning, launching at the same time as the popular shows MASH, Maude, Sanford and Son, and The Waltons. Nevertheless, it was an immediate hit. Newhart discontinued the series in 1978 after 6 seasons and 142 episodes. Wallace said of its ending, "It was much crying and sobbing. It was so sad. We really did get along. We really had great times together." Of Newhart's other long-running sitcom, Wallace said, "But some of the other great comedic talents who had a brilliant show, when they tried to do it twice, it didn't always work. And that's what but like Bob. As far as I am concerned, Bob is like the Fred Astaire of comics. He just makes it look so easy, and he's not as in your face as some might be. And so, you just kind of take it for granted, how extraordinarily funny and how he wears well." She was later reunited with Newhart twice, once in a reprise of her role as Carol on Murphy Brown in 1994, and on an episode of Newhart's short-lived sitcom, George and Leo, in 1997. Newhart discontinued the series in 1978 after 6 seasons and 142 episodes. Wallace said of its ending, "It was much crying and sobbing. It was so sad. We really did get along. We really had great times together." Of Newhart's other long-running sitcom, Wallace said, "But some of the other great comedic talents who had a brilliant show, when they tried to do it twice, it didn't always work. And that's what but like Bob. As far as I am concerned, Bob is like the Fred Astaire of comics. He just makes it look so easy, and he's not as in your face as some might be. And so, you just kind of take it for granted, how extraordinarily funny and how he wears well." She was later reunited with Newhart twice, once in a reprise of her role as Carol on Murphy Brown in 1994, and on an episode of Newhart's short-lived sitcom, George and Leo, in 1997. By 1982, Newhart was interested in a new sitcom. Like The Bob Newhart Show, Newhart was an immediate hit, and again, like the show before it, it was also nominated for Primetime Emmy Awards but failed to win any. Before he was a successful comedian, he used to work as a delivery boy for a meat market. Was a heavy smoker for years, until he was ordered by doctors to stop in 1985. Was hospitalized with a nosebleed, followed by polysemia, after all that smoking. Before he was a successful comedian, he had a lot of jobs from a pin spotter to an office boy in downtown Chicago. Newhart ended in 1990 after 8 seasons and 182 episodes. The last episode ended with a scene in which Newhart wakes up in bed with Suzanne Plachette, who had played Emily, his wife from The Bob Newhart Show. In 1995, Newhart was approached by Showtime to make the first comedy special of his 35-year career, Off the Record, which consisted of him performing material from his first and second albums in front of an audience in Pasadena, California. In 2003, Newhart guest starred on 3 episodes of in a rare dramatic role that earned him a Primetime Emmy Award nomination, his first in nearly 20 years. In 2009, he received another Primetime Emmy nomination for reprising his role as Judson in The Librarian, Curse of the Judas Chalice. During an episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live, Newhart made a comedic cameo with members of ABC's show Lost lampooning an alternate ending to the series finale. In 2013 he made a guest appearance on The Big Bang Theory as the aged Professor Proton, a former science TV show host turned children's party entertainer, for which he won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series. On December 19, 2014, Newhart made a surprise appearance on the final episode of The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, where he was revealed to be the person inside Secretariat, Ferguson's on-set pantomime horse. In June 2015, Newhart appeared on another series finale, that of Hot in Cleveland, playing the father-in-law of Joy Scroggs. It marked a reunion with Betty White, who was a cast member during the second season of Bob 23 years earlier. The finale ends with their characters getting married. Bob Newhart is 91 years old this year. What goes through his youthful years is difficult, tripping, and getting up to move forward. There are many rumors that Bob Newhart is once again addicted to smoking and cancer. But really he is still alive until this point.